You know that feeling, right? A song comes on, and bam, you're instantly transported back in time. You know every single word, every beat, but then you try to name another song by that artist, and nothing. It's the wild world of the one-hit wonder, and today we're going to break down exactly what makes them tick.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How does an artist create a song that absolutely everyone loves, a track that basically owns an entire year, and then they just kind of fade away? Let's get into it. All right, so first things first, we need to get on the same page. What actually is a one-hit wonder?
Okay, so here's the official deal. It's not just about having one popular song. It's about having only one massive chart-topping hit. We're talking top 40. After that huge peak of fame, for whatever reason, they just can't catch that same lightning in a bottle again.
And you know, what's so cool about these songs is how they become these little cultural bookmarks. A one-hit wonder can seriously feel like a time machine, taking you right back to a specific moment in your life.
So how do songs even become hits in the first place? Well, the game has changed. A lot. Let's look at how it used to be done versus how it happens now. Way back in the day, before the internet ran everything, there was a pretty standard formula for making a song famous. It was a slower process, and it was controlled by just a few big players. These were basically the 3 golden rules. First, you had to get your song on the radio, like all the time. Next, you needed an awesome music video that people would see on TV. And the real grand prize? Getting your song on a huge movie soundtrack.
Yeah, you can pretty much throw that old rulebook out the window. Social media and streaming platforms have totally flipped the script on how you become a music star.
And this shows you just how different it is. It used to be this slow build, where a song would climb the charts for months because of radio play. Now, a 15-second clip can go viral in a social media challenge and become a global hit, like overnight. The speed is insane, but that fame can also disappear just as fast.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the music itself. Is there like a secret recipe for making a hit song? Well, turns out there kind of is.
You know, songwriters and producers aren't just crossing their fingers and hoping for the best. They're actually using a specific set of tools and tricks to make a song as catchy as humanly possible.
So here are the key ingredients. You need an absolutely killer hook that you can't get out of your head. The structure has to be simple so you can sing along. It needs to be around 3 minutes, perfect for radio. It helps to use trendy instruments of that era, and, super important, it has to grab you in the first 10 seconds or you're just going to skip it.
Let's zero in on that word, hook, because it's the most important piece of the puzzle. The hook is that one little part of the melody or a line from the lyrics that just drills itself into your brain. It's literally designed to be an earworm. And then there's this whole other category, the novelty song. These songs aren't about being musically brilliant. They're about being weird or funny or latching onto some kind of fad. They're unforgettable because they're so strange, which honestly makes them perfect candidates for being one-hit wonders.
All right, so you did it. Your song is #1 in the world. Life's a breeze from here on out, right? Well, not exactly. Let's start with the good news. Financially, one giant hit can absolutely change an artist's life forever. They don't just get one big paycheck. The money keeps coming in for years and years.
This happens through a system called royalties. Basically, think of it like this. Every single time that song gets played, on a stream, in a store, in a movie, the artist gets a little bit of money. For a massive hit, all those little payments add up to a lot.
But here's the catch. The second your song becomes a hit, the record label, the company that paid for it, wants another one, and they want it right now. The pressure is on.
And this creates what we can call a pressure cooker. The label might push the artist to record a new song that sounds almost exactly the same as the hit. That can lead to total creative burnout. And what happens if that next song doesn't do as well? The artist could get dropped from the label completely. Even worse, the public might only ever see you as that one song and ignore anything else you try to create. So even if the artist struggles to move on, why do these songs stick with us so powerfully? The answer is actually inside our own brains. It's all about psychology.
Scientists have this term for it called the reminiscence bump. It's this super interesting phenomenon where our brains are basically hardwired to remember things more vividly from when we were teenagers and in our early 20s, especially music.
And that's really the magic, right there. That one-hit wonder isn't just a song. It's the soundtrack to a specific time in your life. It's tied to memories of your friends, of school, of summer. It becomes a part of your story. Which kind of leaves us with this final question to think about.
Is it better to have one single perfect song that people will remember forever? Or to have a longer career with lots of good songs, but none that ever reach that same legendary status? It's a complicated legacy, and that's what makes the one-hit wonder so endlessly fascinating.